Okay folks, we are here at UK Games Expo and I am here with Christian James from Paper Fort Games, and you have something very, very special to talk about. This is Terraria, the board game, which has kind of taken the internet by storm. I know a lot of people have been really interested in this one. Can you tell us a little bit about it? And, well, for people who don't know what Terraria is, well, that is as well.
So Terraria, to a lot of people, will be a smash hit video game. It launched 13 years ago under an independent studio called Relogic. I think the main selling point of Terraria, away from the game itself, is the passion that the fan base has built around the game, the passion of the team. This team that's only ever put out this one huge release and has continually kept it updated. It's essentially 2D Minecraft, although I loathe to kind of put it into that box. There's bosses, there's monsters, there's bases, there's world seeds, there's lava and biomes. Like it very much is like an open sandbox for players to enjoy.
Yeah. And then translating that into a board game must have been a very interesting sort of process, I guess. Yeah.
So I think the original mentality for me was that there's been adaptations of Minecraft done before, and the problem is that when you take that 3D world and try and abstract it to tabletop, there's kind of a friction there, and you have to maybe abstract the game away a little. With Terraria, the great thing about it, I spent a lot of time at university playing Terraria, and Chris also spent a lot of time playing it, is that you're looking at a 2D projector, right? Like the screen is two-dimensional, and the ability to basically canvas that down 90 degrees to a tabletop lent itself quite well to like the initial design. And we knew that it was going to be a big project. Like there were so many cogs and levers within the design of this project, but we also knew that just like the video game, we could make it a very binding and community-driven process.
And so what's the kind of main mechanics, the flow of the game? How does it work?
So the tenets of Terraria are dig, fight, explore and build, and that's very much the theme of how we're making this game feel. The core mechanics are tile laying with world exploration, so building a new procedurally generated world, or as close as you can get to it on tabletop each time, with some simple deck building that basically fuels your engine of choice. So whereas some games might tell you build your deck and your cards tell you what to do, here you use an action point system, so you can actually choose whether to use that to just run to the end of the world, which we know people love to do in the video game, whether it's a good idea or not, or you can use it to dig, fight and mine. And so you can go around the world, pick up resources, do crafting, but the core of it is crafting your deck to feel like the character that you want. And there's some dice chucking in there, nothing too complicated. If you've got more dice and they're bigger dice, you're probably more strong than you were before. And also we've got some things you can only do in the physical world. Okay. We realize we're asking people to play this instead of playing the video game on Steam. And so what can we do to make that an experience? We have modular boss miniatures that come apart to show you how their stats are changing over the game. We have overlays on the armor sets where you can dress your character up. And also the fact you can sit around a table with people who've maybe never played Terraria before, and by the end of the game be talking about how Terraria works is really core for us. And we want people to know that we care about Terraria, and we really want this to be a game that fans will identify, but also if you've never played Terraria, come and have a fun sandboxy time.
I was going to say, it sounds like a passion project for you guys if you played it and you really enjoyed it in the digital realm, and then translating that to the tabletop's a really big thing, yes.
So I think it's important as a studio and as designers that when we go for a project, we don't go for it because we think it's a business opportunity or it's like a cash in. And I think the video game to board game pathway is entering its golden timeline for me. It's in its golden age where you've got fantastic games like Slay the Spire, the adaption's wonderful. You've got Frostpunk, the adaption's wonderful. And I think that cash grab era that's kind of like the dark times. They're going away. And with Terraria, we owe it to the fans and the original team to kind of replicate that success. And one of the reasons they chose us as a team is because we do mirror them in a lot of ways. They're a small team, they're very passionate about their product, and they are outspoken with the community. When Cosmoctopus came out from our studio, we tried to identify those values and follow them, and Relogic were a big inspiration for that, and so now it kind of feels like we've come home to roost in a really nice way.
A logical next step for you guys.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And it must have been really fun diving into it and trying to translate all of that gameplay stuff into, the tabletop version. Yeah, there's some fun. I bet there's some fun highlights for you. Yeah.
Well, I think Chris and I we've hundreds of hours in the game, and I think now we've probably exceeded that on the Terraria Wikipedia, right? The amount here.
I've spent not too long, but a long time on the Terraria wiki to make sure we're doing the right thing for the fans. Because you can play that game for thousands of hours and still not know everything. We want to make sure we're getting it sorted. I think the thing that I was really happy once we nailed it was the generating the world, because you can't have a Terraria without generating the world, and it took a lot of work for us even to get to that point. Before we even decided anything else, how do we make a world that you can build that actually feels like Terraria?
And I think from a design point of view, we were battling between completely hiding the next step of the world and having the whole thing on display at one time. And I think the balance we've struck is really resonating with people in that it feels like a logical unveiling of that world. And we've got 65 biome tiles in the game, and they're all different. And as long as a biome's 3 tiles wide, that sets the width of it. There are millions upon millions of combinations.
I love that. That's so cool.
But the world will feel like yours, and that's the main thing. Is that you said what's one of the differences? Why should people play this instead of the video game? And not to pull it away, but I think this will feel like a very intimate experience. Because it's something you can share around a tabletop with friends and family. You're going to build a world that at the end of it is almost like your world seed. You're going to zoom back out of it and go, hey, do you remember when we killed King Slime up there? And do you remember when the Wall of Flesh came in and ate that? And yeah.
I always love that about a board game, when you can sit at the end and look at what you've done for good or ill. Let's see how it all comes out. And you guys have launched this, the campaign's live, people can check it out and all that kind of stuff. They can find it online.
Yeah.
The campaign's live. We launched it on Tuesday. I need to say now that I'm immensely proud of the team. They've done an incredible job. They've worked so hard, and they've all worked also so well together, and that's wonderful. The campaign's live now, and also there will also be a pledge manager afterwards and late pledges, and we're not going to increase prices there. There's no early bird, so people haven't missed. If they're finding out about it in a week from now, 2 weeks from now, I'm not going to date the video, but we are at UKGE. They can back it, and they'll receive the exact same pledge at the exact same price. Cool. So it's kind of like just come and support us as a small studio, and we'll make more of this.
And we're very lucky that if you type Terraria the board game into Kickstarter, into Google, it will be the top one that comes up. So
perfect, nice and easy. Really cool to find that.
Him do that.
Thank you very much. We're going to put the link in the description for that. You'll find it easily enough. Thank you very much, guys. That was really cool. I love the passion you guys have put into the project. Sounds amazing. I know Rob behind the camera, his son, is really into it and thinks it's an absolutely fantastic game. So yeah, it's popular. Absolutely fantastic talking to you guys. We're going to dive into the live blog and the rest of the live stream. Thank you very much, guys. We'll be back in a new video very, very soon. Bye for now.